Week 8 in the Always Sunny in Sayreville League. Good job, everybody. Good effort. This is the weekly update. Week 8 in the Always Sunny League was a memorable and record-setting week for all of us, whether you realize it or not. This week, we as a total group set the record for the highest total number of points scored in a single week. In 2012, we scored as a total group 1,320.4 points in week 4. And then in 2013, we reset the record with 1,344.7 points in week 13. But here in week 8 of 2014, we have now reset the record with a total of 1,367.5. The highest total number of points scored by all of our teams collectively ever in the history of the league. So, great job. Good job. We had 7 teams score at least 124 points. 5 teams scored at least 140 points, and one of those teams actually lost. Now, with all that scoring going on, you can only imagine what it would have been like if the Gotham Rogues had actually started Ben Roethlisberger and Larry Fitzgerald. Now, we're going to break down some of the Week 8 action in a little bit, but first I'm going to send you over to the stat room, where we're going to get the Week 8 mid-season report. Now that we're through 8 weeks of the season, we have 8 weeks left. 3 of those weeks are playoff weeks, but we're definitely making the turn, and it's into the home stretch from here. So let's go over to the stat room and check out the mid-season report. Hello, and welcome to the stat room. This is the 2014 mid-season report. We're going to go through a couple things, starting first with the power rankings for this year. Now, the power rankings are based on a couple of different factors: your win-loss record, your points scored, your strength of your schedule coming up for the rest of the season, strength of your roster coming up for the rest of the season, and whatever the fuck else I please. Okay? The mid-season power rankings are at number 1, Rusty Strombone; number 2, the Open Slot; number 3, the Moth; number 4, Le'Veon's Blunts; number 5, Team Blumpkin; number 6, Shower Hug; number 7, the Gotham Rogues; number 8, Toddler Fight Club; number 9, She Gave Me the Crabtrees; and number 10, the Golden Showers. Going forward, you can definitely expect these rankings to change. The league standings after 8 weeks shows Rusty Strombone leading the pack at 7-1, followed by Le'Veon's Blunts at 6-2. Then comes Shower Hug and Team Blumpkin at 5-3, the Open Slot at 4-4. The Moth, Toddler Fight Club, and the Gotham Rogues are tied at 3-5, and the Golden Showers and She Gave Me the Crabtrees both are tied at 2-6. Taking a look at the divisional standings, in the number 2's division, Rusty Strombone leads with a record of 7-1, and he has a 2-game lead over 5-3 Shower Hug. Plus, he has a win head-to-head already against Shower Hug this season. Le'Veon's Blunts leads the Porter division at 6-2, just 1 game ahead of Team Blumpkin at 5-3. However, Le'Veon's Blunts holds a game in hand. Team total scoring awards the Triple Crown to Rusty Strombone. They lead the league in total points scored with 1151.8. The Moth is next with 1038. Number 3 is the Open Slot with 1034.2. And Toddler Fight Club is number 4 with 1013.6. The Golden Showers are number 9 with 898.4. And She Gave Me the Crabtrees is bringing up the rear at 852.1. In the points against category, the Open Slot is the number 1 most scored against team, and Toddler Fight Club has the 2nd most points scored against. On the flip side, Team Blumpkin has had the fewest points scored against his team, and Shower Hug has had the 2nd fewest points scored against. As far as individual player scores go, Andrew Luck is the number 1 scoring player in the league with 248.6 points. 7 out of the top 10 highest scoring players in the league are quarterbacks. The 3 non-quarterbacks are running back Matt Forte, wide receiver Antonio Brown, and running back DeMarco Murray. There are 5 weeks left in the regular season. Every team in the league is still alive for a playoff spot, and there are 2 weeks until the trade deadline. It's anybody's ball game, and all it takes is for one team to get hot at the right time. This has been the mid-season report. Back to you in the studio. All right, thank you very much. There you have it, the mid-season report. 5 more games left in the regular season, 2 games left till the trade deadline, and the pressure cooker has been placed onto the stove. So, about that high scoring week, Toddler Fight Club beat the open slot this week by a score of 218.3 to 173.3. Yes, 218.3 to 173.3. Toddler Fight Club scored the highest number of points in the history of the Always Sunny in Sayreville League. By a pretty fair margin. He beat the old record by 7.9 points. Jeremy Macklin scored a 44.7 and Emmanuel Sanders added 39.6. Nick Foles scored 32.8 points and the Miami defense poured in 26 points. And that kills me because I put in a waiver claim for him, but Toddler Fight Club stole him out from under me. Thank God we both won. Now, kind of lost in the shuffle here is that the open slot scored 173 points and lost the game. The open slot would have beat every single other team in the league, which is exactly the same thing that happened the last time the high score record was set. A resurgent Tom Brady scored 44.2 points for the open slot, and Don't Hate Golden Tate added 30.1. T.Y. Hilton also put in 27.5 points. But Jordy Nelson's 5.5 and Greg Olson's 2.6 just didn't get the job done in this score fest where every point needed to be played. So Toddler Fight Club moves to 3-5, hanging on to playoff relevancy and defying their midseason power ranking, while sending open slot to their second straight loss and a 4-4 record in a huge upset this week. And for that, Toddler Fight Club is this week's hero. Alright, so now we move on to this week's GOAT. Now, we had a couple of pretty reasonable candidates this week, but had to give it to Le'Veon's Blunts. This was a 6-1 team versus a 1-6 team going in. And Le'Veon's Blunts, rolling right along, talking all kinds of trash, and just got whooped up on by the Golden Showers this week. By a score of 159.9 to 90.4. Now, the Blunts, of course, got a leadership performance out of Peyton Manning, who put up 29.4 points, and Keenan Allen finally showed up to the fight, scoring 22.3. But the rest of the team could only manage 38.7 points in this defeat, and this is now the second game in a row where the Le'Veon's Blunts have failed to score 91 points. They scored less than 91 points in 2 straight games, and they've lost 2 out of their last 3. And oh, by the way, this was also the biggest blowout of the week. The Golden Showers knocked them out by 69.5 points. So the biggest upset of the week is also the biggest blowout of the week. And the Le'Veon's Blunts are left looking for answers about how to generate consistent support for Peyton Manning, as the other runners in the playoff race are slowly gaining ground. And for that, the Le'Veon's Blunts are this week's GOAT. Alright guys, key matchups. This week we got 2 pretty good games to watch. In the Porter division, we have Le'Veon's Blunts taking on Toddler Fight Club. Now, this is a good rivalry for a lot of reasons. Up until this year, Toddler Fight Club had never lost to Le'Veon's Blunts. In the first game of the season this year, Le'Veon's Blunts won for the first time. And now these teams are meeting again. Le'Veon's Blunts obviously at the top of the division. Toddler Fight Club making a late season charge towards the top of the division. Certainly has the firepower to take down Le'Veon's Blunts, so it should be interesting to see what happens after this classic clash takes place this weekend. Over in the number 2's division, we have another rematch between the Open Slot and Rusty Strombone. These teams met in week 5. They were both 3-1 at the time. Rusty Strombone won that game by 7, which is the closest game he's had all year, win or lose, and went on to a 7-1 record. The Open Slot, on the other hand, has gone to a 4-4 record over the same stretch. When these two teams meet again, we'll find out if the Open Slot can finally close the deal and take down the Rusty Strombone on his way back up towards the top of the number 2's division. So that's it, guys. Week 8 update over. Remember to set your lineups. Remember that you have 2 more weeks of trades, and I will see you next week where it's always sunny.